As the clock hand scrapes against the final second, the world holds its breath. A new number appears, a fresh start is declared, and the slate is supposedly wiped clean. But is this dramatic shift in our calendar real, or is it the most elaborate collective delusion we orchestrate every 12 months? What if the new year is not a beginning at all, but merely the click of a cosmic, self-imposed loop from which we can never escape? Our human experience is dominated by the tyranny of the calendar. We divide time into neat, measurable units, seconds, minutes, days, and the grand, artificial boundary of the year. This division offers comfort. It provides structure and the psychological illusion of progress. We cling to the new year as a pivot point, a moment to reinvent ourselves and shed the weight of the past. But the universe recognizes no such boundary. The Earth continues its elliptical path around the sun without pause or fanfare. The question we must confront is whether this annual, arbitrary reset serves us, or whether it traps us in a perpetual cycle of unfulfilled promises and recycled failures. The very concept of the new year has been a shifting, political, and arbitrary mark throughout history. Ancient civilizations celebrated their new beginnings based on tangible celestial or agricultural events, the spring equinox, the harvest, or the flooding of the Nile. It was Julius Caesar who first dictated January 1st as the start, aligning the calendar with Roman political realities. Even after that, for centuries, various cultures celebrated it in March, September, or on Christmas Day itself. The truth is, the current start date of January 1st is an inherited convention, a whisper from ancient politics, proving that the beginning is a man-made fiction imposed upon a relentless, seamless flow. Physicists understand time not as a sequence of discrete blocks, but as a dimension interwoven with space-time. From a cosmic perspective, there is no start or end to the year, only continuous motion. At midnight on December 31st, we are precisely where we were a moment before, hurtling through the cosmos at staggering speeds, merely one rotation further into our star's orbit. Our celebratory pause is an act of collective psychological inertia, a deliberate moment where we pretend the relentless motion has stopped so that we can draw a line in the sand. But the cosmos keeps spinning, indifferent to our resolutions. Ancient philosophers and mystics rarely viewed time as a linear progression from a definite beginning to an inevitable end. Instead, time was often conceived as cyclical, a serpent devouring its own tail, the Ouroboros. Greek and Hindu traditions spoke of great cycles, yugas, and eternal recurrence, suggesting that the universe and all events within it would inevitably repeat themselves in precise detail. The new year, viewed through this ancient lens, is not a jump to a new track, but simply the moment we arrive back at the starting gate of the same, inevitable racetrack we ran last time. The hope of change is a tragic, beautiful illusion against the backdrop of eternal recurrence. The deep human need for a new year suggests a profound psychological mechanism at work, the need for atonement and erasure. The resolutions we make are not just goals. They are an attempt to symbolically erase the accumulated failures and regrets of the previous 365 days. The celebration is, at its core, a mass ritual of communal guilt and purification. By declaring a fresh start, we grant ourselves temporary psychological permission to fail again, secure in the knowledge that another symbolic erasure will arrive 12 months later. The downside of this annual reset is the creation of a memory trap. By repeatedly declaring a new beginning and then failing to sustain the accompanying resolutions, we program ourselves for cyclical disappointment. The new year becomes the anniversary not of a beginning, but of a guaranteed failure. We recycle the same regrets, the same ambitions, the same behavioral patterns, merely changing the number on the calendar. The loop becomes stronger with each rotation, and the sense of genuine, non-cyclical change becomes increasingly elusive. Our perception of the new year is also linked to the concept of temporal myopia, our difficulty in appreciating the slow, cumulative nature of real change. We crave the instant gratification of a midnight metamorphosis, a sudden transformation that aligns with the drama of the clock. But significant life change is rarely an instantaneous event. It is the slow, often invisible aggregation of tiny decisions made over weeks and months. The new year, by placing too much emphasis on a single, dramatic moment, paradoxically obscures the real engine of change, the consistent, monotonous power of the ordinary day. Despite the scientific and philosophical flaws in the concept, the collective celebration of the new year holds a profound power: global synchronicity. For a brief, intoxicating moment, billions of humans around the globe pause, focus their intention, and share the same hopeful narrative. This collective mental echo, this powerful wave of shared sentiment, creates a temporary, spiritual unity that transcends culture, language, and politics. The reality of the new year lies less in the calendar and more in this momentary, worldwide act of shared belief, a fleeting, beautiful testament to our desire for order and hope. Physicists tell us that the ultimate fate of the universe is heat death or maximum entropy, a state of ultimate, pervasive stillness and thermal equilibrium where no meaningful change can ever occur. If time is indeed leading us somewhere, it is toward this final, static end, not a continuous loop. In this light, the new year becomes a defiance against entropy, a frantic, joyful assertion of life, motion, and complexity in the face of inevitable cosmic decay. We celebrate the continuation of the loop precisely because the alternative is final, irreversible stillness. True change, then, does not come from the calendar. It comes from breaking the loop of recycled regret. The genuine new year should be a shift in perspective, a recognition that every single moment, every Tuesday morning, every mundane second, holds the same, absolute potential for beginning as the stroke of midnight on January 1st. The calendar is a tool, not a master. Our freedom lies in recognizing that the loop is not cosmic. It is psychological, a self-imposed prison of dates and expectations. We began by asking if the new year is a beginning or a loop. The truth is that it is both, a psychological loop we willingly embrace for comfort, and a profound cosmic cycle of motion that never truly begins or ends. The illusion of the calendar is a necessary fiction, a beautiful lie that allows us to find courage in the face of relentless, indifferent time. The real magic lies not in the number that changes, but in the enduring, stubborn human capacity to believe in new beginnings, even when the evidence suggests only endless recurrence. The moment has passed, the clock is running, and the loop awaits your next choice. Are you ready to truly look at the moment you are in right now and begin?